you guys?
Oh, we got our prop mics, dude. Prop mic one. Check, check, check.
Actually, that actually kind of works. Halfway through, it'll just fall down.
Maybe. I mean, we're waiting for this light to go off, right?
Yeah, we're waiting for the mic to fall, the light to go off, guests to show. Like, here we are. Like, the day in the life of a podcaster, I guess. That's super cool.
We're out here grinding so hard.
Grinding on my life. Yeah, grinding on my life. You know that song?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. I'll play it later.
Yo, speaking of songs, I think we did dive into some music talk recently, but I don't think we like fully
Took the swan dive.
We did. It
We
wasn't
were in the baby pool in, like the shower in.
It was baby pool. It wasn't the full swim that I think we need. So
Alright.
let's talk tunes. What is your favorite genre, or what are some of your favorite artists, or if you want to start us?
Above.
All the above.
I guess I'll give you a little synopsis of my music taste. I'm really into hip hop and rap. It's honestly that's mainly what I listen to. Like, I used to listen to country when I was in Michigan for some odd reason, but then I outgrew that, and I think it's bad now. And then, yeah, let the haters hate too. If they want to hate on me for hating country, that's fine. Go ahead. But no, so now my favorite artists are Travis Scott, #1. He will always be #1. Juice WRLD, I really like him. He was gone way too soon. And
R.I.P. Juice.
R.I.P. Juice. And then Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Yeah, just
Quite the eclectic.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it goes from my hot to cold. It's like, boom, Travis just balling out in the studio, and then you got like Taylor Swift, who I guess does do country, but like,
Also balling out in the studio.
yeah, 100%. And then last year I got into Nirvana, and I
Nice.
jam out to Nirvana radio sometimes.
Word, I love
Yeah.
that.
I like today's hits. Like, sometimes it's just good to put on like today's hits, because they're usually like feel good songs, like kind of poppy and stuff, like kind of motivating, I guess, like it's fun, because you're not gonna play some sad sappy stuff on the radio.
Well, sometimes
Well,
I
I get-
do,
yeah.
but yeah, it is interesting about pop music because it is popular. It's made to be popular.
Oh my god, is that why it's called pop music?
I'm pretty sure that's why pop. Yeah, like pop culture, popular culture.
Dang.
Yeah, so pop music, is made to be appreciated by the masses, and sometimes it's like manufactured to be appreciated by the masses of like not musicians, but like producers are like, how do we engineer this perfect radio hit, and they get formulaic with it. But
I wonder
then
if they know it's going to be a hit before they put it out.
I think sometimes they do, but then I'm sure other times they're mistaken. They're like, this is going to be a hit, and it flops.
Yeah,
And
or
then-
they don't even know, and then they just like blow up.
Right, exactly.
Like Gangnam Style.
Because that's the other thing about popular culture. It's not just the top coming down and telling us this is what's going to be liked. It's also the masses at the bottom being like, no, it's like, hey, we have 700 million streams on Spotify. Like, we love this. And then that's when the top, management, the producers, the power structure comes down and says, yes, we will take this and like assimilate it into pop culture. And, we'll distribute it. We'll make sure everyone else who doesn't already know about it, they also know about it. Because someone recently said something like, oh, that's grocery store music. And it's like, well...
yeah, where were we?
Well,
I think I was there for that.
I don't know, but it's like now it's grocery store music in 2023 or 2022 or 2018, whatever year it is. But you got to think, like, back in the 70s, like, you weren't going to hear Hotel California by the Eagles on the grocery store radio. Like, they thought it was devil worshipping music. But in the years and decades since then, it's been kind of diluted and kind of like sanitized in a certain way. And it's like through the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s and all the decades since, it's like it's become so popular and such a cultural touchstone that so many people relate to it. And then now it can be played in the grocery store, even though they talk about drinking and drugs and kind of like losing innocence. And this is a funny tangent, actually. at my last store in Austin, there was a guy, heavily tattooed, really cool dude. He liked to take off his crew shirt and work in a tank top after hours because he was working hard. He's working up a sweat. And management was like, hey, no, we need you to wear, the regular standard issue t-shirt. And he's like, what? Like, why can't I do this? Blah, 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 blah. You guys are, gatekeeping with certain standards. He's like, this song on the radio is about selling cocaine. And you're telling me that I can't wear my tank top after hours because this is a family grocery store. And, it's like that funny contradiction.
It's a valid reason.
It's a valid reason, but also it's a funny contradiction of, how certain things are allowed to fly. Certain things are like, now we gotta,
kind of hypocritical.
It could be hypocritical. And then also going back to this thing of like, in the 80s, like you weren't going to hear a song about cocaine on the grocery store radio, but now like the generation has grown up and they're the ones making decisions to be like, yeah, we want this on the easy listening radio,
because the old people are in charge, so they want to hear the old stuff.
Yeah, I mean that.
Hey, you guys just wait till I'm in charge. You're gonna be listening to Travis Scott.
Watch out, y'all. He's gonna be the Travis Scott czar, I believe.
With Stormy P, because he's a huge fan.
With Stormy P, the Travis Scott oligarchs is what you're saying. You and our good friend
connoisseurs.
Connoisseurs. Okay. So going back to your musical journey, you said some rap, you said some Taylor Swift, a little bit of country in there, a little bit of Nirvana last year.
I mean, yeah, and I'll still put them on. I've been meaning to, I just haven't gotten around to it.
What's that?
Like put on Nirvana again.
Okay.
Because I'll go through phases where I just like on Spotify. I figured I was taught recently that you can like hit your artist and then you hit radio of that artist, so it'll play like their songs and songs like it that people listen to. So I thought that was cool. So I've been Kanye West radio. I've been listening to him a lot. He's probably gonna be my #1 streamed artist this year.
Oh,
like,
wow!
Already, like I've listened to him that much.
We're 1/4 in, and you're already projecting out.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna be #1.
The full
Travis 2. Juice WRLD might be 3. Taylor probably 4. She's always in the top 5. Last year I think she was #3 or 4. Nirvana was #2, I think.
Well, Jackson, I hope for your sake there are a few uncertainties and refreshing surprises for you.
For music?
Yeah, just, it's fun to discover new things. It's fun to...
Oh, without a doubt. Like, lately, I'll show you guys what I've been listening to.
Oh, no. He's got the phone out, y'all. We lost him.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I've been listening to this radio called Trap Bangers.
Trap Bangers, dude.
And it's 76 hours of just different people.
Just trap bangers.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I got a bunch. Boom, 76 hours. That's what it is. If you guys want to go check it out, check it out. And then, so yeah, I mean, I've just been like different artists. So I've been like expanding like my artists, I guess you could say, just not my like genre. But I do listen, like, I have such an odd taste in music because I think I have a pretty generic when it comes to like most people my age, they like rap. Like, it's just fats, like most guys. So I'm like that. But, then we got Taylor Swift. Most guys my age do not like Taylor Swift or listen to her like I do.
They say they don't like Taylor Swift.
Not everyone does. But
also I think they might be lying sometimes.
Oh, they are. Everyone likes it.
People were saying the other day they think "Shake It Off" is a terrible song.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
they're probably on drugs. Like,
they're probably on drugs and not the good kind.
No, because it makes you not like to shake it off.
Wow,
that's one of her best songs.
It's a good song. Shake It Off. We're shaking it off right now. In fact.
But yeah, one of the other, like, this might surprise you. I like Zen music. I'll put on like a yoga playlist. Like when I'm studying, sometimes I'll throw that on. If I want to take a nap, throw it on.
That's perfect.
Favorite song out of like that like genre, Minecraft. I'll just like, there's a whole playlist of just Minecraft. It's just so relaxing. Just hearing the little.
I think you've shown me like long Minecraft music takes.
Yeah. That's what we were gonna put as at
the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in the day, dude, that was months ago.
Look how far we've come. Oh my gosh, do you have knife to cut these little phrases off.
Yeah, I think we could figure something out, but maybe after we finish recording. You think?
Maybe.
Or do we need a commercial break right now to cut your threads over here?
Cut the threads.
So going back to our musical tastes and musical journeys,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I feel that my musical taste in the past few years, and I say few years, but that could be as many as a decade, 10, 12, 15 years.
Wow.
My
That'd be
taste,
like my life right there.
well, yeah. My tastes have been like a little bit stale lately. So I'm trying to like expand beyond, and I think I've found some pretty cool artists lately. Yeah, Hazel English I like a lot, and then there's a band called The Moss. They have a decent, I mean like a decent hit. I mean like decent popularity, but I love the song. It's called Insomnia, and then like Backseat Lovers. Like I wouldn't say I'm really into that band, but I'm starting to get into it. Into them a little bit. They had a really big song a few years ago. I think it's called Kilby Girl. And like that's kind of like an of the moment kind of like hipster rock dance tune. But yeah, I've been trying to really lock into this like phase of music, especially like the independent, kind of like do-it-yourself bands of the moment, because
That don't have like big producers behind them.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like Death Row Records, things like that.
Yeah. I'm looking for like kind of just slightly under the radar artists, from like the late 20-teens, 2017, 18, 19.
Give them some love.
Give them some love, and I'm working on a story idea, little movie idea for like a coming of age film set. I think in 2019. So I'm trying to get the soundtrack for that going.
You're making a movie?
Yeah, I'm always making movies.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, not always, but
You have to show me some.
yeah, dude.
Do you actually have some like that we could watch after this?
Yeah, and maybe we can even link them in the description. We'll link them in the description below.
Yeah, check out
perhaps.
his other venture. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Venture capitalist up in here.
Wow. Some might call me that. I wouldn't call myself that, but some might call me that. Jackson is apparently.
Yeah. VT or VC.
VC.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I'll be like traders and be like, "Yo, what up, VC?"
Oh, it's the VC.
They'll be like, "What?" Yeah.
So when you mentioned Nirvana, that kind of gave me a little bit of joy.
Hope.
Well, not even hope, but yeah, just lightness and joy, because I have some love for Nirvana, and that kind of takes me back to like my junior high days, which wasn't the time of Nirvana. It was like 10 years after Nirvana, but it just, I felt like Nirvana still was such a big presence in the 90s and the 2000s, that they influenced alternative rock all through that time. And yeah, I love Sublime, so I might recommend you to check out Sublime. And I don't know, just like I do love some grunge and I love some alternative music. So I hope Nirvana can like flourish and show you other artists. Expansion pack. The Nirvana expansion pack coming to your earbuds.
New DLC.
DLC?
Digital loaded content.
Okay,
it's
nice.
like expandable on video games.
Word. All right, so a little bit of music talk. A little bit of this is about music. Have you ever played any instruments?
Yeah. So we'll go through the whole story of that. 'Cause we got time, why not? So in middle school, we had to start playing instruments for music class. We did the classics, start out on your $2 plastic recorder, and it was like recorder karate, and you got these little belts that you would put on the bottom.
Recorder karate.
I got like a gold belt, no big deal. Some of the girls, they got like their black belt in like the first day or something. I was like, calm down. I had to work on it.
Yeah.
I was like, you'd pull it out of the little sack, and you'd have all your little belts dangling, so you could see who the real G's were in the class. So that was like about a year, and then after that, that's when we got into like instruments and did like the band. So I had braces at the time, so I started out on trumpet. I wanted to play brass. I thought it would be easy. 3 buttons, can't be that hard. And my lips were like, it just could not, because it's a smaller mouthpiece.
Right.
And the like braces just hurt like being pressed against that brass.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll not do that. So then I moved over to trombone, which felt fine because it's a much bigger hole.
Okay.
And the lips were fine on that.
I was worried trumpet and trombone might have similar problems, but you avoided.
Yeah. That mouthpiece, and then I tried putting the trombone mouthpiece on the trumpet. Sounded weird. But no, I did trombone, honestly, throughout until freshman year, and then that's when I moved to Michigan, and I did band there, but the requirement was that you had to do at least 1 year, or like one season, I think it was a whole year, of marching band.
Right.
And I hated that.
You weren't a marching. You wanted to
I didn't
sit
even like
in the
music
chair.
to begin with. No, I didn't. No, I didn't like the walking part.
Right.
Because we'd be at the football games, and you had to remember, like, I have to remember how to play the music without even looking at it, and then I have to remember where to walk. Heck no, forget about it.
Yeah.
The only good part was we got pizza after and got to watch a game. But like, I wanted to sit in the student section, be hanging out with the homies. But instead, I had to walk around.
So did you march 1 year?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
but
freshman year.
only
And
one.
I also missed like a month before school started, we for marching band for those incoming freshmen. Actually, I think just for everyone, you had to do it was like a marching band summer camp at school, and like learn how to march. So we looked like idiots, just like going on your dot cards. You had these things called dot cards, and you'd have to like. And I was like, what is this? But I missed that because we were in like Florida, so I was like a week behind everyone. So I had no idea what was going on. People are stepping on my feet. They're like, I'm going to run you over, Justin, if you don't. And I was like, what? Bro, I'm just trying to play the trombone. The basketball was fine. You just sat in the stands. That was fine. But like...
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, obviously football marching season, but then did you have like a competitive marching season where it was just like, okay.
No. I mean, they might have. I honestly blocked out my memory. But I wasn't in it. It was like, it might have been like the first chairs that would do it.
Oh, okay.
But no, I wasn't a part of that.
You didn't last too long with band.
No,
in Michigan.
literally as soon as I could get out, I got out.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I wonder if we've talked about this on the podcast, because I thought, though, maybe for a second you said you had done band in the past, or maybe not band, but I feel like we have talked about the recorder stuff.
Really?
So I wasn't sure if that was, on tape or if it was just passing conversation in the...
Either way, it's going to be on tape now.
It's on tape now.
You guys to see my suffering.
To see your suffering. So yeah, I was in choir from 6th grade till 12th grade. And then I did another little tiny moment of choir in college for a couple months. Yeah. I also have this similar kind of recorder stories, but we didn't do like belts and stars and like upgrades. Yeah. We didn't get merits on our recorders. And then like I have a guitar and I've had a guitar for a while, but I don't play the way I wish I did. And I took lessons for a little bit in like 6th grade, but I can like strum a chord or two, but it's not. I can play Ode to Joy like bam 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 bam. Yeah, but it's basic standard kind of like 6th grade or. And no shade to the amazing 6th grade guitar players out there. I know there are phenomenal. Right? Yeah, there are kids shredding guitars at the age of 12.
That's impressive. Like, you guys have a future.
Right. Yeah, but I wasn't shredding anything at 12, 13,
just
14.
The abs.
That's right. We were just going the washboard abs. Okay, so a little choir action, a little recorder action, a little marching band wild card action.
You did?
Honestly, no, for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, and actually, I got a story that has some stories that will branch out. They're gonna be fun for you guys. So, one of the summers, I think I was like 13, maybe 12. I took up. It was during my band years. I took up saxophone. I wanted to. It was just like a little summer venture.
Yeah.
So I took up saxophone, and I was enjoying it. I went to a couple lessons at the local school, the local music school. I was loving it. I honestly picked up songs just on my own.
Nice.
And it was really awesome. And then we went off to...
You went off to Narnia.
No, what is it called?
You went off to Azkaban. You went off to some far-off place.
We went to Asheville.
Asheville.
For a youth mission trip. That's what's
In North Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
wow.
we were living in Atlanta at the time.
Oh, okay.
So we went there. I was like 12. And on the last night, I mean, it was literally the last night, I broke my hand on a doorknob. Boom, cast rest of the summer.
How did you break your hand on a doorknob?
You really want to know?
I do.
Okay.
But.
This is Jackson becoming a little spicy.
Ooh.
We were playing the farting game, where if you don't fart, or if you fart, you gotta get punched until you touch a doorknob. And me being my dramatic self, I was sitting on a table, let one rip, as I always do, boom. They're like, oh, you gotta touch doorknob. So I lunge for the doorknob, my hand gets caught and just snaps back. It just like gets caught and it's just like, I was like, I think I broke my arm. And they're like, oh, you're fine. Like, so I'm just sitting there playing games the rest of the night, just like, I really think it's broken. And then, like, I'm just sitting in the car, and one of the guys I was sitting next to, like, he's poking. He's like, does this hurt? I'm like, yeah, man, it kind of hurts. And like, it was nice. I had someone help me carry some of my bags downstairs. But yeah, broke my arm. That was fun. Cast rest of the summer. Can't play saxophone. That ended that.
The farting game, all because of the farting.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it is probably the dumbest way to break a bone. Like, I've had a handful in my life. Some were cool, some were not.
Right.
That was probably the lamest. The other lamest was when I broke my collarbone playing two-hand touch football at recess.
Yeah.
Because I tripped on a stick.
Oh, dang, dude.
Yeah.
Sticks will get
Just
you.
Boom, went down, white like a sheet.
Oh, wow.
And then I broke my rib, which still isn't healed. I broke that in lacrosse. Because I was kind of a scrawny guy in high school and just got sandwiched by two guys and just, yeah.
But also a Laxbro, so watch out. Laxbro
It's
coming at
actually
you.
the sweatshirt from lacrosse. So
Oh, really?
it still fits.
Nice.
High school years, yeah.
Okay, so going back to teaching yourself some musical stuff, I do want to say in 8th grade, I was singing a solo, like for competition, and in order to like better understand the song, I taught myself the vocal melody on the piano so I could kind of track along with it. And like that's the only song I've ever like played on the piano. It's like I don't know how to play the piano really. But since I taught myself that song, it's like I felt such a sense of accomplishment. And it was cool.
Piano's hard. I mean, you got like what, 92 keys to memorize?
I think 88, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kudos to them.
Yeah, and I mean, I was playing simple things because it was just like each note I would sing. So it was like note, 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 note. And it wasn't crazy chords or anything, but it was like, you know, I was 13 or 14 years old and it was like, oh, do, 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 do. And it was like, oh, like I can do this, you know? Like, wish I had years of prior experience that I could like, you know, hit some chords and play with both hands. But yeah, it was interesting. Like, self-taught musicianship is a fascinating thing because you can teach yourself like the wrong thing, but then also like if that works for you as a musician, like it can become the right thing. Yeah, it's crazy how that can go sometimes. All right, I know we're not at the end of our musical journey, but I'm thinking maybe it might be the end of today's musical journey. A little dinker for our fans out there.
Dinker.
Just a few musical thoughts.
Blink.
Blink. Hey, if y'all want to join the musical conversation, hit us up. Let us know what artists we're sleeping on.
Yeah. What you guys' favorite artists are.
If you think Kanye's trash, you can let Jackson know in the comments.
But he's not. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, good guy Kanye West. I mean,
he's the family man.
Hopefully he is a good guy. I hope he's getting better and healing. Even though we said maybe this is ending soon, I will say Kanye West. Questionable guy with certain things, but some of his music is amazing, and like that's like
I told you.
Well, and that's like what I struggle with because I think some of his music is genius, but then also it's like he's like a misunderstood genius a lot of the times, and it's not just us not getting him; it's maybe him not getting himself. You think?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to ponder this one for a little while.
He's an interesting guy to think about.
He's an interesting guy.
Because I think he has like some interesting thoughts. I just don't think he says it well.
Right, yeah.
Because he comes off, I mean, some of the things he says is definitely, it's like, whoa, dude, like, first of all, you can't say that. And then it's also like, think about what you're saying, bro. But then, like, I don't know, he has some interesting ideas.
Right.
And some things where it's like, all right, I get what you're saying, but don't say it like that, please.
Yeah, and I think we're getting to a really big topic that, you know, really is a conversation for another time. But just to, you know, throw in some morsels here, I think a lot of people are like way smarter than they are educated, and like that's the problem with education sometimes, because it's like we need more and better vocabulary, we need more and better, you know, like just methods of understanding, because you know when you know things about chemistry and physics and you know certain tricks of language, then you can articulate yourself better, you can synthesize information and you know make comparisons in different ways that might be more effective for helping other people understand things. So anyway, get your grades up, make sure you're cracking books, and yeah, we love y'all.
Go give someone a hug today.
Go give someone a hug. Love your neighbor.
Yeah, share some love, guys.
Adios, friends.
Yes.
Boy.